Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over.
The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon
The Adventurers Guild doesn't employ that kind of classification system. All it asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Huh? Then why did you...
I came across this commission while reviewing our backlog not too long ago. It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure, despite attempts by several accomplished and renowned adventurers. With the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake, it's in our best interest to assign this commission to the adventurer with the highest completion rate over the past few years.
Well, that's us for sure.
All I'm asking is for you to give it your best shot. If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the commissioner about canceling the commission.
Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that's made it so hard to complete?
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara Village. But the problem is, they don't know the missing person's name.
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name?
Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission, and judging by their besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many ups in any case. It would probably be best to go to Vimara Village and ask around first. The Adventurers Guild does have some information.
All right then, let's go! Paimon's starting to get... We made it to Vimara Village! Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy? If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be, we're gonna need to carry out a very detailed investigation.
Hello there. You looking to buy?
Oh, no, we're adventurers.
Ah, so you're here about that then. To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here, confident they'd be able to help us. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village is practically...
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name?
I don't know. I really have no clue. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, guess he...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you... I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. When you live in the same village as someone, you develop a lot of memories together, you know? We just don't know the specifics. Maybe, at least that's what everyone in the village seems to think. We've all...
All right, specifics aside then.
Young guy, in his early 20s probably. Incredibly kind sort. I'd chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion. Very interesting guy, that one.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps.
But of course, everyone in the village is... There aren't many young people like him nowadays. So genuine and pure. To think that he...
Could he have just moved?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving...
Huh. All right, then.
What am I going to do about this?
Into the wind!
Is that guests I hear?
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for...
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts.
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. I don't think his parents are still living in the village. But somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he would often take time to visit the elderly. And whenever someone had something on their mind, he was there to listen with open ears. As the village chief, I owe him many thanks, helping villagers navigate difficult moments in...
Wow. He seems like such a nice and but, you wouldn't happen to know...
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it, I should know those things. But for some reason, no matter how hard I try to remember, the information just doesn't come. Perhaps my age really has caught up with me.
It's okay. There's no need to force yourself to try... Well, Traveler, what do you think? I don't think so, too. Like, the name thing. It's so... And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived? Wait, so you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily. Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process.
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're here?
Yep, sure are.
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank good. My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vimara Village. Anyway,
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our best shot. So, were you close?
I'm not...
It's much better here. Time to go. Tch.
Is this the...
Yep. I know it doesn't... We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look... I was actually adopted by the people of them. I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so lively.
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, you always want to talk about it with somebody. But for the longest time, I didn't know who I could talk to, or if I should say anything at all. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide... Really? You know exactly how I feel?
Aww.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing villager, well... I guess you could... No matter what came my way, he was so thoughtful and pure. And patient, too. Ever since he disappeared. No, none of those things matters now.
Wow. You two must... Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. Oh, right! I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was, they're not here anymore. I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed away, and I didn't want to pry.
Still not much to go off of.
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for. The last time I talked this much in one go was when... come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it...
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler? those hilichurls over there? Doesn't it seem like they're acting a little strange? The Abyss Order. Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick! Just like we rehearsed!
One with nature, as one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
Take this! Power-Lampa, help!
Clouds high, the birds call. One with nature. Retribution! Time to go. The wind knows me. Fallen leaves adorn my... One with nature. Into the wind.
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters to show.
It was no trouble.
Now that I think about it, they seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight.
Maybe, well, we should head back and check out the situation in Vimara Village just in case. If the Abyss Order is plotting something. Wait a second. The person... It's Dainsleif!
Ah, it's you two.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then.
Yep, see you later. Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or something?
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to cross paths.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order.
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here? No matter. It may have taken you a while. The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in...
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the hilichurl activity in the area?
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine the increased hilichurl activity is merely a byproduct of...
Still, the hilichurl activity is causing a lot of...
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order... And you shall have them. Don't worry. Ah. So that was someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilichurl.
Right! That mysterious voice she heard in her brother's memory. The one who called himself a sinner.
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you? I sense hesitation in your words. There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage has not yet been done. The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. He and his fellow sinners have... His name is Vedrfolnir, the Visionary. I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin, my older brother.
Your brother?
There were 5 of them. The 5 sinners of Khaenri'ah. The wise Roptatyr. The visionary Vedrfolnir. Gold, Rhine-daughter, the foul Sertologi, and Rehir of Solnari, Rerir. No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhine-daughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is Skirk's master. And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vetafolnir. If he was the voice of this...
They were once people of great esteem in Canria. Those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the 6 of us. Together. We should have been the ones to prevent. Deep within, the 5 of them, so they became sinners, but also transcendent beings. And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy. Indeed, if they are not stopped, the day is sure. Of course. As I said,
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Docile and make a
Indeed. However, it's obvious that the eye was integral to their plan. Yet somehow, despite fate, there are many signs pointing to...
Then, what should we do?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose. Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
The ley lines?
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memory. My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually...
Wait! Then our commission here in Vimar...
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation.
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere a little further away tomorrow. Oh, so tired. Well, let's go find Dane. We've got...
This is such a great place for a vacation.
Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out over here? Did something happen?
The missing
Oh, young guy?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that weren't there before. Memories of him.
Maybe...
No, it wasn't a dream. And I'm certain I've never met this person before. I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
What? Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then!
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the...
Wait then. All the memories, but why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning,
Well, it's sorta true.
that their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps implanting that particular memory was... Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. However, considering their single-minded pursuit of the eye, come with me.
Oh, so you're going to take...
Of course.
Time to go. Cheer. Cheer. Time to go. Cheer. Cheer. Time to go. Time to go.
So you hit it way out here? Not a easy well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
Hey, wait up!
Time to go. Cheer. That hurts! As one with wind and cloud! That hurts! One with nature!
Take this!
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds...
Burn!
Just like we rehearsed.
One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Take this!
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism. Ah, the door's open. Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard. I sense the presence of the abyss.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here!
Desolation!
The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud.
Lightning Slash! Yeah! Thundercloud! Fly!
Into the wind.
Right this on for side!
One with nature.
Take this!
Clouds high. The birds call. Into the wind.
Lightning Slash! Just like we rehearsed!
One with nature.
Time for retribution! Desolation!
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
Hi! Relevant Thunder! Take this!
Just as I suspected. The fault. Now that they're in the vicinity, we should...
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that?
Wow, you must be really sensitive.
You too. Do as I say. The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return, just think of it as a way to divide it. I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
You risked your safety, and that of the Eye. That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
So you came here all on your own? What about those followers of yours?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone. I know you must have a lot to say, but if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
The Abyss Order's on the move! The ley lines are all out of whack! We better hurry back to Vimara Village and see what's going on! Hey! Look at those hilly trails over there! Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago?
In the New World, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate between various thoughts of blasphemy. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure.
Did you hear that? What was that? It sounded so gentle. Oh, this is weird. Looks like the same thing is happening over here, too.
You see, we've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love. Release your tears. You no longer need to hold back your sorrow.
Over there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered, softly, "Sleep well, Father. Sleep well, my beloved people. When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be no more."
It almost sounds like a poem or... Well, now that the hilly trails have come, let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance... Grandpa Medea, is everyone all right? The Abyss...
The Abyss Order? Thank you for your concern.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any... Huh? Well, you know, the young guy... That's kind of the whole reason we're...
Ah, I do apologize, you two. At least right now, I can't seem to recall.
How is that? Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa Ahmed. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have... You're right. We...
Someone's gone missing?
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things, he's around 20 years old.
Oh, I know who.
Really? You
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of... Then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But why'd you say he's gone? Yeah, I just saw him leave the village.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just... Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people?
Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? If we really did travel back to a time before... If this person only exists in people's memories...
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone... Just like how you entered your sibling's memory. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went Right. If he's someone who only... But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone? Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? We might not have that much time. Good idea! We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to... Right! That! Could we try to figure out more, like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow...
All the memories seem to be set in or near... If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original recollection. There's a difference between memories that arise from lived experience... Maybe not. We don't have any way to prove whether certain memories were...
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That's the tell of the fake memory. The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of... If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to... Like, there could be overlap or something. People might start to... That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time rather than over a period of time.
The color of the sky. We thought Chief Amadea forgot about the myth. Dainslev had memories implanted into his mind. No. No.
Oh, right! That...
Oh, come to think of it, every time time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd...
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely it. Yeah, that's where the...
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like that out of habit. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. It's okay if you don't.
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and you'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Oh, right! This version of it...
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find... So...
Another time, huh? Yeah.
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
Dane's brother. The founder of the Abyss Order. Born into abject sorrow. You're... Caribert Alberic.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't believe I've met you before. Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. This is Atosa's memory, but I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come. I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world. It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this, and now, the time has finally arrived. Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. And a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the loom of fate, but despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the loom of fate. I was merely used as a means for its construction. In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the loom of fate. As for your question, the loom of fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines. In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories, but it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world. Yes, I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life. That. I was wrong to implant them. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world. As if... Why would I do something so... But I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. I know it sounds stupid. After all, my life ended a long time ago. Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up. I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all. I know. Captain Dainsleif. Twilight's sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Exactly. As someone who could only exist, the loom of fate has already been completed. No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he? His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront the prince. He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye. That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you already. Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the... Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate. I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything. Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist, in the face of everything they could be planning. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate. You remember my father, don't you? After he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form. To comfort me, my father told me a story. That story managed to dispel my fears. My goal was simple. To implant a specific memory into the minds of the hilichurls. In that memory, I would tell them a story. I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. But now, the bedtime story is finished.
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time. Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation? The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. That battle earlier was tough. The one against... I didn't expect that after everything. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. The Loom of Fate, huh? Before the heavenly principles awaken. Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria, there's been no sign of activity. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Yes, such a flagrant disregard for the rules. And still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the Heavenly Principles situation. However, the Heavenly Principles will awaken. You could say that. Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist? Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the heavenly principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words. Lumine?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you. But there's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end. Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together. You told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me? Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean?
I miss you too, Lumine. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself. This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our ability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Kari Bear gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here. Everything in this space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now? Still so sleepy. Paimon's head feels all fuzzy. Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that... Oh, and Dane came by just now? He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were alright and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's... Let's think for a second. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that... Paimon... Wait. Well, what happened after that?
Ah, there you are. Sleep.
Hey, Rum? You sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. It's just that, well, the village organized, so there we were, searching away. According to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree outside. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Oh, and we also remembered his name, Curry Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner. Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is. And we're all...
Seems like everyone thinks Curry Bear left the village. That's probably for the best. At least... Paimon wonders... Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so... Hey, Atosa, how's it going?
Oh, it's you two. I was part of the search party. Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important. It's funny, but I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is... I'm just happy I got to meet him. Okay, I'll admit. I was dumped, wasn't I? Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without You don't need to come. It's just like Curry Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious. And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me one day. Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two. I promised I'd help Granny Jahiet with something, so I should head back.
Well, that should be it, right? Oh, right! Weren't you back? A picture?